set to do the honors, and we are underway at MetLife Stadium. Take it in at the 3. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And it'll lead to a 3rd and long. The defense has always talked about not letting Lamar Jackson get comfortable. A good job there on his opening drive of making him uncomfortable.
And you're talking about doing it so early in the game because all week long there's been anxiety on the defensive side of the ball. How do we keep this guy hemmed in? How do we tackle him? To get it done that early, that's got to feel great for them.
Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. They've got his man complete. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. Now Jackson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The corner blitz pays off there as they sack him for a loss of 5. Lamar Jackson, for all the talents of escaping pressure that he possesses, he was helpless to do much of anything there. He had no chance.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And if you're wondering how quick a quarterback's decision-making needs to be, and Next Gen Stats says that play took all of 2.8 seconds from beginning to end. Braxton Berrios now from his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. So here come the Jets for their initial possession of the game. They'll be led out by their quarterback who played his college ball at Western Kentucky. He was a Hilltopper. It's Mike White. Now Hall to start the drive. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Someone's looking fresh, and his O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
Here's Hall again. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Here's White. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Now the Jets send on Braden Mann to punt. James Prochet deep for Baltimore. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. They'll go option to the short side. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
Now, like that, he knew that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And he's got room. And he will finally be taken down at the Jets' 21-yard line. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And the Ravens are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
It doesn't matter where on the field he is. Even down here in the red zone, he is still slippery with the ball in his hands. And he was almost able to work his way into the end zone. Instead, they'll have to settle for 1st and goal, but they'll take it.
Dobbins diving for the end zone, and he'll get there. Touchdown. And Charles, he's able to dive in there in a short yardage situation.
Just find a place to get to the end zone. Didn't matter where it was, but once he did, used his nose for the end zone and dove in.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-0 as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver. But they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Now White. And that is incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Claude Alexander, the outside linebacker, dropping him for a loss of 6. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. On third down, here's Dobbins.
No gain on the play there. Nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Here's Berrios. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. A play fake. Now White. On the move to his left. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes. And that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. 1st and 10 here. And, you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Out to, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. He gets it underneath to Hall. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. So 3rd down. They need to get to the 28 for a first. Steps away. In trouble, and he's taken down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. And that will do it for this first half. We now proceed to the start of the second half. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. A lane opens here. He's past the 30. And the Jets head out on offense here to start this 3rd quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively. Virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something. That's into a crowd and intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Now Tucker to add the PAT. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. This fielded right at the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And if we turn to the next-gen stats, the final clocking, well, it's ridiculous. 22.5 miles an hour. Zuerlein good with a PAT. And that slices the lead down to 17-10. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive 1st and 10. Now Jackson taps this forward jet sweep. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And with a 3rd and 14, we have 6 defensive backs out there now defensively. Now it's Jackson.
That one complete to Prochet.
And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time.
And here comes Berrios.
It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And the Jets will take over. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And the Ravens are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
On 3rd down, Jackson forced out to his left.
That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted.
And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling, his receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
New York's offense back out there and set to go. Well, this offense trying to change the script here a little bit, CD. Trailing on the scoreboard, and the last time out on the very first play of the drive, they threw that interception.
And you definitely saw his coaches, teammates come over to him on the sideline, tried to help him shake it off, because in this game, his team is down right now. So it's important to make sure you get some confidence back for both the quarterback and the entire offense. Otherwise, those mistakes could continue to pile up.
On 1st and 10, White. And he will slide to a halt at the end of that one. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time, but nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a first down himself.
Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
On 2nd down and 4. White, this is caught. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
They'll try and sneak it here. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the 4th quarter. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. It's a quarterback sneak, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Mike White keeping it himself on the
Raiders are an extra point away from tying this game here in the fourth.
Zuerlein now for the PAT. And no sweat, he puts it through. And we are tied here in the fourth. So that lines up a 7-play drive all told. And it was capped off by the quarterback sneak for 6. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as it kicks away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the fourth quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Another run here with Dobbins.
Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Jackson now.
They set up the screen for Dobbins.
And he's brought down short by a yard. It's a 3rd down gain of 4. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll come on to kick this one away. This is taken at about the 14. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And New York set to take the field.
Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the fourth quarter.
Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down.
I like what I'm seeing from them here. A tie game in the fourth quarter. They understand the situation. They don't need to be in any rush. Go ahead and huddle up and run your offense. That last completion put them in a nice position to take the lead in this game.
And he's across the 45. It'll be 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. White. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. The Jets on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. White looks to throw. And that is incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
And a great job on special teams to down it as this will be marked down inside the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They'll run with Edwards here to begin the drive. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Jackson. That's into the hands of Prochet.
And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field. See him put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Over the middle, it's complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
Throwing, Jackson.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Jackson to throw. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Dobbins running out of the gun.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins.
And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter play.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So it's up now to one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, Justin Tucker. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And you know, in an era of cost-cutting and maximizing your roster, this is a club that does not skimp on special teams, and in these situations, it pays dividends.
And that's great vision by the organization. When the difference between winning or losing depends on who you have kicking the ball, would you rather have